A $500,000 house sounds like a normal house, and for a lot of the country right now, it basically is. But here's the thing, most people have no idea what it actually takes to qualify for one. The number is way higher than you'd think. So let's run the actual math. No guessing, no assumptions. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what income it takes to buy a $500,000 home right now. And more importantly, you'll understand why so many people are getting denied or stretching themselves dangerously thin trying to make it work. And this matters right now because rent isn't getting cheaper. Mortgage rates haven't dropped the way people were hoping. And if you're renting and thinking about buying, or you're already trying, you need to know where you actually stand before you sign anything. Let's start with the first wall most people hit, the down payment. On a $500,000 house, if you put down 20%, which is what lenders love to see, that's $100,000 cash before you even start the mortgage. Now, a lot of people can't do that, and that's okay. There are loan options that let you put down as little as 3 or 5%. On a $500,000 home, that's $15,000 to $25,000. Still a lot of money, especially if you're paying rent every month and trying to save on top of that. But it's more realistic for a lot of people. Here's the catch, though. If you put down less than 20%, you're almost always going to have to pay something called PMI, private mortgage insurance. That's an extra cost every single month, usually somewhere between $150 and $250, just to protect the lender in case you default. It's not protecting you, it's protecting them, and it's added right on top of your payment. The down payment isn't even close to the biggest number in this equation. The monthly payment is. Let's say you put down 20%. That leaves you with a $400,000 loan. At a mortgage rate around 7%, which is roughly where things have been sitting, your principal and interest payment alone comes out to about $2,660 a month. But that's not your actual payment, not even close. On top of that, you're paying property taxes. On average, across the country, that's around 1.2% of your home's value per year. On a $500,000 house, that breaks down to about $500 a month. Then there's homeowners insurance. That's typically somewhere in the range of $150 to $200 a month, depending on where you live. Add it all up, and your total monthly housing cost is right around $3,300 to $3,400 a month. And if you went with the smaller down payment, add PMI on top of that. Now you're looking at $3,500 or more. Here's where it gets real. Lenders use a rule called the 28% rule. It means your total monthly housing cost, that's your mortgage, taxes, insurance, all of it, generally shouldn't be more than 28% of your gross monthly income. Gross means before taxes, before anything comes out of your paycheck. So take that $3,300 monthly cost, divide it by 0.28, and you get roughly $12,000 a month in gross income. $12,000 a month. That's about $144,000 a year before taxes. Let me put that in perspective. The median household income in the United States right now is somewhere around $80,000. That means a $500,000 house is out of reach for the average American household, at least on paper, at least by the numbers lenders are looking at. That doesn't mean nobody under $144,000 is buying a home. Some people have partners who both earn income and combine their qualifying power. Some people have family help with the down payment. Some people are in markets where property taxes are lower, which changes the math a little. But the point is, if you're doing this on a single income, or even a dual income that's closer to average, a $500,000 house is a real stretch. And stretching your housing costs that thin is one of the fastest ways people end up paycheck to paycheck, one car repair away from missing a mortgage payment. So what can you actually do with this information? First, know your number before you start shopping. You can use any online mortgage calculator and plug in the home price, a realistic rate, and your local property tax rate. It'll show you the monthly cost. Then compare that to your actual take-home pay and see if it makes sense for your life, not just on paper. Second, a bigger down payment genuinely changes the equation. It lowers your loan amount, it can lower your rate, and it gets rid of PMI. If you're not there yet, that might mean waiting a little longer or looking at a less expensive home first. And third, don't let anyone rush you. In this market, there's a lot of pressure to buy before prices go up more. But buying a home you can't comfortably afford doesn't build wealth, it builds stress. A $500,000 house isn't a luxury anymore in a lot of this country. It's just what houses cost. But the income it takes to actually qualify for one, comfortably, safely, is a number most people aren't talking about. Now you know what it is. And knowing that number is the difference between making a smart decision and making a desperate one. Real security doesn't come from owning a home. It comes from understanding exactly what that home is going to cost you before you ever sign. If this helped you see the real picture, hit like and subscribe. Next video, we're breaking down what happens if you buy a home you can't actually afford and how fast it can spiral. I'll see you there.